We in all black today to do away with all that other stuff that was going on. I don't even want to. I'm burying that. We're not on that no more. We on just the mobcast. That's it. Feds World Mobcast. We the mob. That means we think different. We do things differently. Our objectives are different. We dress different. Our fashion's different. Our shoes is not so different, but the same. Some Air Maxes, about the same. I know it probably. Y'all ain't this fly though. Y'all got one of these? All right, I thought this was dope. But either way, yeah. So, no, we just different. No, I just went all black. I got the jogger suit on. I got the joggers on. Like I put on I see this thing. Put on some joggers on for them today. That means I'm ready to run everything. I'm ready to run over everybody. I'm ready to run faster than everybody. I'm ready to show everybody who I am, right? All right, so welcome to a new episode of the Feds World Mobcast. All right, so I decided to do something new. I got some new scenery. Well, I already had the scenery, but it's a little different. Definitely different from that's the other scene. My other scenery is probably going to be for probably some interviews or something like that. But this scenery right here is going to be more maybe my inspirational thing. Y'all let me know what y'all think of the comments of like the new scenery and stuff like that I really like. Now, getting to why I'm, why y'all ask I'm dressed in all black today. So I'm doing away with the whole, when I look at certain things, I'm looking at like, when I start seeing things like podcast, right? So the term podcast is so loosely used, I would say. It's like a very trendy, popular thing. Everyone has a podcast. Podcast here, podcast this. It's a podcast here. Everybody wants to create a podcast. Everybody wants to do that. And I'm one of those people that I don't really like to follow the trend too much. So when I see podcasts, I start thinking like, man, we're like everybody else. And if y'all know me, I don't want to be like everybody else, right? So I was thinking, here, let me tighten this up a little bit. Yeah, so in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, what would I like to name the podcast? Well, I don't even want to say the word. We're totally eliminating it. Feds World, what would I like to name it after this? Right now and moving forward from now on, we're the mob. The Feds World Mobcast. That's what we are. The mob. We the mob. We own this thing. It's what we do. Doing away with the whole, I'll say it probably a couple more times. Podcasting. Podcast. No, mobcast. Mobcast, that's what we are. Feds World Mobcast, that's what we are moving forward. If y'all tell me what y'all think, I ain't changing it. It don't matter. I'm not going back to that word. Forget it. I ain't going back to that. I'm keeping it the mobcast, right? And we in all black today to do away with all that other stuff that was going on. I don't even want to. I'm burying that. We're not on that no more. We on just the mobcast. That's it. Feds World Mobcast. We the mob. That means we think different. We do things differently. Our objectives are different. We dress different. Our fashion's different. Our shoes is not so different, but the same. Some Air Maxes, about the same. I know it probably. Y'all ain't this fly though. Y'all got one of these? All right, I thought this was dope. But either way, yeah. So, no, we just different. No, I just went all black. I got the jogger suit on. I got the joggers on. Like I put on I see this thing. Put on some joggers on for them today. That means I'm ready to run everything. I'm ready to run over everybody. I'm ready to run faster than everybody. I'm ready to show everybody who I am, right? All right. So black on black, black gloves, black shades, black hat. Oh, jeez. Everything all black. That's what we on today. And this is the first episode. I got other episodes. Y'all go check them out. They're dope, definitely dope. But this is the first Feds World Mobcast, the mob episode. It's the first one ever. So you're a part of something special. You're a part of history. You're a part of what we're doing out here. You're a part of the new scenery. You're a part of everything that's going on right now. And I'm in South Florida, and depressingly, it's been cold. So that's another reason I'm dressed like this today. It's been cold. I think I woke up, that sucker was like 30 degrees, right? Straight up 30. Heck, I'm Florida. I'm a real Floridian, like real Floridian. A lot of their lakes official. Like I'm literally official. I'm lakes official out here. I'm South Florida. The only further south you can go from here is Miami. No, I'm not from Miami. I could go to Miami right now. It'd take me about 30 minutes, but I'm not from Miami. I'm from. I'm literally. We smack dab, Miami and Palm Beach. Like I'm right in the middle there. I'm cool though. That's why I'm like this. And who's better than us? Oh, for real. So lakes of fish, like for real. No, I stay somewhere else right now, but still, like this is where I'm from, and I don't even see the iguanas outside. Where's the iguana? Bro, we got so many iguanas in South. If y'all ever been here, we got so many iguanas out here. It's crazy. But since it's been cold, you can't. I don't see any of them. They hibernate now. They freeze. Because they like that warm temperature. They get cold, they'll fall off of trees. You see them laying flat shop. I feel bad for those guys, man. But we got a bunch of them though. It's flooded with them. But I haven't been able to see any since it's been cold. The mob. The mob, man. Yeah, so first, Mobcast, everything's been changed. So on my Instagram, Feds World Mobcast, Twitter, Mobcast, TikTok, Mobcast, Facebook, Mobcast. Everything's Mobcast. So when y'all go look me up, and definitely follow me. I'm dope. I'm always posting some dope stuff, fly stuff. Always. I got clips on there. I got fashion stuff on there. I got some, inspirational things on there. A little, maybe we make a little jokes, so it's a dope little page, man. Y'all go check it out. Feds World Mobcast on Instagram, TikTok. You guys go ahead. If y'all like the content, y'all can listen to the content first. If it's your first time here with me, y'all can listen to the content first. Just hit me with a like and subscribe. Leave me some comments. Let me know what y'all think. But we the mob moving forward. The Mobcast moving forward. All right. So I'm going to get to it, right? All right. So I want to discuss today, if y'all seen the title, I'm going to title it something like make a contract with yourself this year or for the next 6 months or for the next 5 years. Whatever you want to do. And the reason that I'm saying that is because too many times what we like to do is, right, we like to just talk about things that we're going to do. Talk about New Year's resolutions and how this 2025, we're going to do this, and 2026, we're going to do this. And some people don't even go out that far. Some people probably don't even know what they're going to do in the next 3 months. But I feel like there's certain people that needs an extra push. And what you should do is take a contract and sign it. Take a contract, draw up everything in that contract. And I mean, like, really take it seriously, though. Don't make it a joke. Don't make it like, it's fun in a way to do it with yourself, but go into it like you're really signing one of the biggest contracts of your life. Call it and then put a number up to it if you want to. Whatever motivates you. You could put on there, it's a multi-million-dollar contract, or $100,000 contract, or $500,000 contract, or $0. It doesn't mean anything. It just means how motivated are you to accomplish that goal and finish that contract, right? Whether it's 3 months or a 5-year contract or 3-year contract, and you want to put a monetary value on there, go ahead, do it. Whatever motivates you, you could put on there, because once you sign this contract, you're not breaking the deal. No more procrastination, right? You're actually going to achieve your goals. You're going to write them down on there. You might even incentivize yourself and say, hey, if I accomplish this is what I'm going to do. Maybe you add some incentives on there and you say, You're not procrastinating. You got a goal. Let's say you're supposed to go to the gym 3, 5 times a week. You put that on there. You have a goal. You say, like, I'm ready to record 20 podcast episodes for the year, or 100. It doesn't matter, right? You're gonna start your. I said podcast. I'm watch. I don't even want to say that, but either way, you could call it that if you want to. I'm the Mobcast, straight up. Or you want to start that business that you want to start up. What steps are you doing to kind of get to that point, right? But what steps are you taking to do that? Put that on the contract. Whether it's a business you want to create, or maybe you want to add a new revenue stream. What steps are you taking to do that? Or maybe you want to say, okay, I want to stop, I just want to stop being on social media for X amount of time. Maybe add that on there. Maybe you don't do social media like that. Or maybe social media is a part of your business and you want to expand that. You want to expand your marketing. So everything that you want to do for self-development, for the growth, and it doesn't have to just stick to business. It could be anything that you've been slacking on, or that you made yourself a promise this year or in the next 2 years, 3 years that you want to do. You're going to put that down on the contract. And it's no deal. Once you make that deal with yourself, there's no breaking that contract. It's binding, meaning we're not breaking this. We're going to make sure that we honor the contract up until, to me, there's no expiration date really, but you could have a timeline on there so you could extra motivate yourself. And I want you to go ahead and post it on the wall, post it somewhere. And for you, every time you look, maybe you go in your room, maybe you're in your room one day and it's right there. Maybe you're in your office, it's right there. Maybe you have several copies in different places. But it's a way to hold yourself accountable, because a lot of times, see, what we're doing is we're not accountable for anything we say when it comes to us. When we say, oh, this is what we're doing for us, how are you accountable? You get to not do it. And I get with someone else, you get to not do it too. But when you go in someone else's place of business and they're providing you a paycheck, you're tied to the paycheck. You're tied to the paycheck. There's a monetary gain for you there. So you have to go in and do the work. So whatever you signed up for, you're going to do it, right? We need to go ahead and change our thinking so that we now are accountable for what we say we're going to do for ourselves. Because you go do it for somebody else quick. You go do it for the next person. You go to that job or that business or wherever, and once you sign on that dotted line saying you accept that offer, you take it and you do what you said you were going to do for that company, right? Most people. Some people don't give a damn. They sign a contract, they don't care anyways. But for the most part, are you doing what you're supposed to do, or are you just being dead at the job and not really handling business, right? So most of the time, you're going to do what you said you were going to do for the company based on their goals. What are you doing for yourself based on your goals? What are you doing for yourself? What are you saying? What holds you accountable for what you say? Because when we say something in reference to us, meaning it's one of our personal goals, there's no accountability. There's no one there to hold even yourself accountable but yourself. So how do you get that extra motivation? And to me, one of the ways to do that, and a great way to do it, is because once you're doing something, it's almost like you're setting the parameters for it. Like you're setting yourself up so you psychologically know that you signed something. And it'll probably kickstart your brain into thinking you have to honor that contract. Because some people, when they sign something, and they're bound to honor the contract. So make that contract with yourself that you're going to do exactly what you want to do. And if it's self-improvement, you're going to do that. If you want to look better, you want to feel better, you want to maybe eat better, you want to change your diet up, you want to wake up earlier because you want longer days. Like I want to wake up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. every day. because I want to start my day early. I want to start doing my emails at this time and this time and this time. Then that way I have a better balance, right? You might want to do that. You might want to start organizing yourself. Maybe you want to go back to school. Some people want to do that too. Maybe you want to go back to school. Maybe you want to pick up a new trade. Maybe you've been holding off on doing that, getting that training that you're supposed to get. Whatever it is, to go to salon school, nursing school, barber school, whatever it is, anything that you've been holding yourself back from, you need to sign that contract and say, in 3 months, I want to have this, I want to have these things done. I want to have them done, checked off. And in that way, once you post it up, psychologically speaking, you're looking at it and you're saying to yourself, man, I got to get that done because that's my contract. That's what I signed up for. So there's no deal. There's no negotiations after that. There's no, oh, well, I forgot. Oh, well, I didn't do it. Sign a contract with yourself. And I want everybody on the Mobcast to do that today. Don't even wait. If you already know what you want to do and you've already set it up, get it up, sign up. Leave some things in the comments for me. Let me know what you, ladies and gentlemen, that this is for everybody. What are you doing now? What are some of the things or steps that you're putting in place to go ahead and do this? And what are some of the things you want to put on your contract? And I'd love to even see the contracts, to be honest with you. I'd be interested to see exactly what everybody wants to do and some of the goals you guys want to do and your nice signature on that contract that you drew up for yourself. And it doesn't have to be short term. It could be long term. It could be midterm. Shoot, it could be a week if you really want to put some pressure on yourself and you really feel like this is what you need to be doing. And we're not going to use no excuses. We're not going to use, well, it's because of kids. Kids, yeah. A lot of people have kids, so I get it. Don't let that stop you, though. Don't let that become just an excuse for yourself that you're not going to do it just because, I got kids, or, I'm tired when I come from work, or I'm doing this. Just navigate and create that time in that window for yourself so you could do it. Me now, let's talk about the way I tend to set goals. I'm a person of action. So I don't like to say it and not do it. That's already built into me. Some people it's just not built. Some people, they're okay with saying things, and when it doesn't happen or they don't do it, they're okay with that. Me, it bothers me. I have a different motivation. So I don't like to speak it and not do it. So usually when I speak it, it'll bother me and haunt me that I haven't done it yet. It'll just be in my head. Okay, you haven't even done it, or I haven't even tried. It would haunt me, literally. It would bother me. I wouldn't be able to sleep. Now, I'll be able to sleep, but it'll be in my head. I'll be thinking about it. It'll be churning. Day in and day out, I'll just be thinking about it. Man, I didn't do it. And it bothers me. It's like I lied to myself. And the worst person you could lie to is yourself. The worst person, because now you become delusional. You don't even know what the heck you're talking about. You don't know what you're doing. And then it becomes okay to continue to lie to yourself. And then who else are you going to lie to after that? You're going to lie to everybody else because now you're just faking it. So the best thing you could do is never lie to yourself. You keep it real with yourself first. Then that way it's okay to keep it real with others. A lot of people think that you could keep it real. You don't have to keep it real with yourself and you can keep it real with others. No, you got to keep it real with yourself first. That means take accountability for what you do first. Take accountability. Look in the mirror first. Then you could project outwardly. But don't never look in the mirror and just think that everything's okay, because you never looked at yourself. Look at yourself first, and then hold yourself accountable for some of the things that you need to do and certain things that you want to do. That's what this is about. That's why we the mob. That's what the Mobcast's about. That's what Fed's World's about, because we have to think differently and we have to figure out ways to get things done. Use whatever ignites your drive. Use it, find it, and let it ignite you, right? Make up something if you have to, if it's going to make you feel like you need to step up and do something. Say you heard something from somebody that you really didn't hear, and just trick yourself into creating a spark. And then that way you can move forward from that point. All right. So now back to the contract. I did something with myself at one point in time when I started, when I first started like taking work seriously in my early 20s. I decided that I had goals in mind that I wanted to accomplish. Number one was fixing my credit. Credit wasn't bad. I just didn't have any credit really. And I probably messed up a credit card or something like that. So I made that a goal and I stuck to it. I just stuck to it constantly. I was so crazy that I went and got every type of, I went and got the three major credit bureaus and I had subscription to all of them. And I looked at it every single day. I promise you. I looked at it every single day. I went and got one of those preloaded cards that you could do. I think they're called, what's the name of them? They're not guaranteed. I know they're not like guaranteed. You have to kind of put the money in it and then use the card from there. But you got skin in the game. But you're the one doing it though. So it's a good, useful way to kind of start building your credit. So I started out with those cards first, and then I just kept building. And then I had someone that I paid to kind of work on my credit for me, just to make sure that I was doing the right things. It was well worth the money for me, and I got to learn a lot. So I felt like credit runs America almost, and you need credit in order to do different things. Like you got to have it. So I felt like that was one of the first things that I needed as a young man in order to progress, right? In order for me to go to the next step and get a home and, get cars and be able to do different things, get better rates on everything. So having good credit is a good help to you, right? Even if you're rich, you still want to have good credit. So that was one of the first things I wanted to attack was my credit. Then I wanted to make sure, y'all excuse the noise, street right there in the studio. When I'm in the other location, I don't think it's as noisy. Hopefully it's not coming through like that. But one of the first things that I wanted to do was to make sure my credit was good. And then my second goal was I wanted to go ahead and obviously get a property, started doing those things. And I was able to kind of obtain all those things gradually as far as properties and having my credit on point, and then opening up my first storefront. These are all goals that I wanted to do, and I accomplished all of them because I didn't make a contract with myself, but because I said it, I made sure that was my contract to me. You know how they say word is bond? As a man, that's all I got is my word, right? And I think men and women should always honor their own words, honor what you say, right? So I'm not getting caught up in anything else. I'm just trying to honor what I say. So if I said it, that's my contract to myself. As soon as I said it, as soon as I said I'm going to open up that storefront, I meant it. And it would have bothered me if I never did it. Same thing. I want to start this mobcast. It would have bothered me if I never did it. And I've been at this for the past like 2 years, right? I did have a dip where I was kind of off. Some things came up, life came up, but I came right back to it because that was a commitment to myself. Once I said it, I wanted to make sure I did it and accomplished it. When I say, hey, I want to start my own clothing line, those are some things I'm working on right now because I want to, I like fashion. So why not create it, right? But it's a process. It's not going to happen overnight. I know that. But that doesn't mean I haven't started. I have. I said it and I meant it. So I do what I say to myself. I made that promise to myself. I never back down or break a promise that I make to me. I don't know if I break promises that I make to somebody else, but I try not to promise at all. You know what I mean? So, it's a coin flip with me anyways. But as far as a promise that I make to myself, I never break it. I make sure that promise I adhere. That's my contract once I say it. But some people, you might need to get a contract and you might need to write it down. You might need to go ahead and pencil that in or pin that in or, type up the contract for yourself and add some, actually see yourself signing it off and putting it on the fridge. That might trigger something for you. For me, I don't need that per se, but I'll do it with you. I don't have a problem with that. I'll put down all mine too. I love it. I love having accountability for yourself. When you say something, you do it. You mean it. You don't back down off of it. You don't try to figure out ways to wiggle up out of it or come up with excuses for why you didn't do it. Don't even go down that rabbit hole. Don't go down that alley thinking that that's the way it's going to be. That's not going to work. Make that promise to yourself and keep it going. Because what's next? Once you start thinking that it's okay, I always looked at certain things. Once you do something and you quit or you lie to yourself, your mind automatically gets triggered into thinking that it's okay to do it again. Then it just becomes a snowball effect where you tend to, now you start thinking that it's okay to keep doing it over and over again. So at the first sign of trouble or adversity, quitting is what you go to because you're just used to doing it. You're not used to taking on the adversity head first and head on. Right? You're not used to looking at something and just saying, I'm not going to, I'm not backing down from this. I'm taking on this challenge. Instead, you're actually looking at it, you're like, oh, that's too difficult for me. Or this roadblock came in my way. Something came out in my way. I had a personal issue that came in my way. You could deal with the personal issue, but don't forget what you promised yourself too. Don't forget the goal and the dreams that you had. Even though the adversity came your way, because I'll tell you one thing, and I always say this, no matter what you're doing, no matter how smooth life is going, something's coming. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you say. Something is coming. It's not going to always be good. It's just not. It's not how life works. It could be going great. It's like the weather. The weather could look great for 5 days straight, 7 days straight, 10 days straight. Something's coming. Then again, on the flip side, it could look dark and gloomy for 7 days straight, 10 days straight, 14 days straight. Something is also coming, right? Something good is possibly coming, right? While it's dark. Same thing with while it's sunny, and these things are coming. So when your life is going perfectly smooth, so I always like to think of something bad could be on the way. Let me make sure I'm prepared for it. That's why it's kind of risky to say, I don't need a savings account and I'm going to spend all my money, because you don't know what's coming. You don't know. But it's just life in general. Something's on the horizon. Adversity is going to hit you, and it's going to happen. It doesn't matter what it is you do. It doesn't matter. Name it. You can't tell me it's going to always be smooth. It just never is. It just never is. Life does not work that way. It doesn't work without adversity. Now, it could mean that because of the adversity, it makes you stronger. It keeps us from being weak. It keeps us from taking life for granted. Maybe there may be a umpteenth amount of reasons why certain things could be happening. But if you're on your grind and you're able to pivot and navigate and deal with the adversity and also take accountability for it, because some of it's probably your fault, right? Some of it's probably your fault. It's probably something is self-inflicted. But if you keep going and keep going through it, you make it out of it for sure. Right? You'll definitely make it out of it. You're not gonna take on anything that you couldn't bear to get out of. Right? And that's on there is a religious context to that. Because I grew up in a religious family. I understand that there's adversity it's part of it, but it doesn't mean that you can't climb out of it. And sometimes it's just happening for a reason. It's not always a curse. If you could flip it, it's probably a gift. It's because I've had certain things happen, and I know I'm like, wow, I couldn't believe it. Life-changing things that happen, and sometimes it's a negative, but then it turns into a positive. And then when I think about it, I'm like, man, that had to happen. So instead of me thinking of everything as a negative, I usually tend to go through it and just kind of just take on. I take on what's going on. I don't try to run away from it. I'm not scared of it. I kind of look at it and face it. And I've always been doing that. Uh, every time I've tried to do anything, it's come with some adversity, and I just keep going. But I learn a lot. Like I've learned so much within the past 5 years, just a lot. And I've learned so much even from my working days. I'm just taking all of that and applying it now. I looked at even some of it was hard and difficult, and I had to do some things that were very tough, and you work the hardest when you're younger, right? And I believe you should, because you got all this energy, you got all this pent up, and I was always motivated for the next day. But one thing I never did was try to lie to myself or try to short myself based on what I'm feeling. I never tried to do that to myself ever. Once I got some sense and I got out of my knucklehead stage, I never at that point tried to trick myself into thinking that I'm not going to do what I just said. I never tried to do that. I always tried to hold on to that. And anybody will tell you that. If you know me personally, you know that when I say it, I really do mean it with all my heart. Like I mean every bit of it. And it's going to bother me when I made that contract to myself and I did not go ahead and honor the contract at all times. So when I think about everything that I wanted to do and everything that I've achieved so far in life, all of it started with me saying what I wanted to do, and then me applying it and doing it. All of it. It didn't matter what it was, whether it was the Airbnbs, the Turos, the even my goals at work. When I was working, I had goals of being a manager. It kind of worked out for me because it seemed like I had the ability and the skill level and the skill set to do it. But I wanted to be a manager. I wanted to be at the top of the pretty much at the top of the chain, wherever as far as I can go. And I feel very accomplished about that. I don't think I failed at it at all, and I learned so much from it. So I'm very thankful and grateful for everyone who I encountered in my life when I was working 9 to 5s and stuff like that. I felt like I was very much supported. I felt like I worked my butt off, of course, but I feel like I had to go through that, and it's wonderful. Like I wouldn't take any of it back. It was great for me. Like I always look at it as a positive, not a negative. I thought it was awesome, fantastic. And moving forward, it's more of it to come. Now I could leverage a lot of my experience. I maximize my potential and my gifts, and I get flying fresh, and we the mobcast, right? So my way of thinking is different, and I look at things just as a different revenue stream. I mean, I feel extremely fortunate and blessed every day, even during the worst days. I still feel fortunate. I still feel like I still feel blessed. I still feel like I'm an individual. I'm myself. I'm comfortable in my skin. And I love the fact that when I say something, I do it, and I can't ask for much more. So back to it. If you say it and you're a person who can say it, then do it. But if you're one of those people that needs a little extra spark, go ahead and grab that piece of paper. Get on that MacBook or that Samsung or the Surface Pro, whatever. I got both of them. I got both of them. That's why I named them. But get on it, type it up, type up everything that you want to do, and it could be anything that is a positive for you, and you think it's going to add value to your life. Put it on there. And let's say you want it to be within the next year, 2 years. Put it on there. You could say 6 months, or you could start off and say 3 months and then accomplish it and sign another contract. But make that contract with yourself, whether it's financial, whether it's self-improvement, whether you're trying to be an entrepreneur, whether you're trying to start the business, or you're trying to do anything. I mean, it could be literally anything. You want to be a better father, better mother, better. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is. Let's put it on there and let's get that accomplished, because I feel this is all about being positive with yourself, learning something about yourself this year too, and or for a lifetime, because you're always going to learn something new about yourself too, because everybody thinks they know everything about it. Sometimes you surprise your own self. You might do something and you amaze yourself that you even did it. Sometimes I can talk personally. I don't think I've taken a step back or a seat, just sat back and thought, you know, man, you've accomplished a lot, or you've done so much, and you giving yourself, like giving myself that pat on the back. I haven't really came down and done that yet, because I I think things move so fast sometimes. You really don't sit down and give yourself a little appreciation that you've done a good job, that you've done what you said you set out to do. So I think that's okay to kind of reflect on it too. I'm just a person that's not too content. So there's a lot of times where I probably could have just relaxed and left things alone, and I just couldn't do it. Like I could have just stopped at a certain point and I didn't have to do more. But I never felt like that was my ceiling. Like that's as far as I can go. I felt like I could go higher than that. So I'm working on, okay, how do I get to that next level? And then I keep pushing forward and keep working on it every single day. Because that's just me. It's actually my comfort zone. It's what makes me happy. Me having a drive and motivation every day. Like for instance, I know some people who could stay home and just hang out all day long. I'm not that type of person at all. I'm not the type of person that my body would hurt if I stayed on a bed for 8 hours straight. And my body would kill me. I feel so what makes me feel great on a day-to-day basis is me going out and accomplishing something, or me going out and actually doing something and working towards something. These are things that make me extremely happy. If you told me I could just stay home and just watch TV all day, I don't think I'd make it past 50 years. So I don't know. I don't know how far I'll make it. I would not be a very happy person. I don't think I'd be happy. My life would not be fulfilled. Destiny, my life, my projection, what I want for myself, I wouldn't be able to see that if I just sat at home doing nothing. Even if you gave me all the money in the world, give me $1 billion and just tell me to stay home, don't do anything else, go just vacation, I couldn't do it. You just gave me $1 billion. Some people will look at it and say, yo, that's a luxury. And obviously it's a blessing, maybe, and I could help people. I probably feel good doing that. I would have to do something though. Can just give me $1 billion that I didn't work for, and then you don't even appreciate it like that. I wouldn't feel great about it. And I know it sounds crazy because everybody said, yo, throw that money my way, I'll take it. He crazy. I get it, but that would make you happy. But eventually it's like, you got $1 billion, $1 million, $100 million. Did I earn that? Did I go out there and get it? Did I catch that? How did I get it? Oh, you just handed it to me? Now I got to go ahead and I have to try to help some people out or do something with it, because I need to find a new passion. Now you just gave me a bunch of money that I didn't really do anything for. And I don't really like not earning my keep. I don't feel that doesn't rub me the right way. Me just taking money from people. I've had to ask for loans before in the past and stuff like that, but it's never something I made consistent ever, or something that I felt like I needed to do. So it's very seldomly that I've ever had to ask really for money. Have I done it? Of course. I think we all need help somewhere along the lines. I have a lot of pride too. I'm a very prideful person. So I tend to not want to do that. So only my immediate and close family I would even attempt to do that with, because that would be at the most comfortable I could be at, even though it's not comfortable for me. That's why when I make promises, I keep them. That's why I always have to be out there making myself, that's how I feel good, So just wanted to go on that rant a little bit. But, to refresh what we're talking about, make that contract with yourself today. Get on it. If you even want, if it could be anything, you want to start stocks, start slow, learn. You want to read some books. I love reading. I think reading's really, fundamental. It's true. Reading's always good. It kind of spaces you out. You could do something else. I got a few books right now that I'm looking at. And so most of the books now revolve around stocks, because it's one of my new passions. It's been a passion of mine for a little while now. I would call it new based on like what other people would consider experience, because other people are very experienced. They've been in the market for decades. I haven't been. So I am in stocks and I do have a stock portfolio and things like that. And I'm an avid reader. I'm on Yahoo Finance every day. And that doesn't make you a pro. You need experience. And that's how you even get good at that. So start slow. Same thing with anything you're doing, real estate or anything that you want to do. You're trying to get some passive income and things of that nature. And I think people pass out those little keywords like passive income and, things that you want to do. But, you definitely want to learn as much as you can. As much as you can. Learn, get better at it, and just keep repeat and trying and trying and trying and don't give up because you're probably right there. So have I been extremely great at the stock market? Not really, but some of the things are real easy. Like index funds are very easy. Those are things you could always start at and put your money into, and then other things. I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. So I'm not telling you exactly what to do with your money. But if you want to, and that's one of your goals, you could do it. You could do it. And I'm here for it. I'm here to see it. And I would love to see everyone accomplish their goals. I know that's realistically, is it possible? Who knows? I think we could do it. I think the Mobcast could definitely do it. We could do anything we put our mind to. We're different. We're not the same. We're not like you or we're all individuals. We're ourselves, but we're all part of the Mobcast and the Mobcast community. So definitely, if you enjoyed the content, go ahead and hit that like button. Show some support. Let me push this out there. Little motorcycle on out there. It gets busy out there, man. It's a Saturday too. It's getting busy out there. I don't know what's going on, but definitely show me some support if you want to. If you like the content, go ahead and show me some support down there. Leave some comments. I would love to read the comments. What are you guys doing? As far as that, are you guys signing the contract? What motivates you? What kind of steers you wrong? Some of the pitfalls you went through, how were you able to overcome it? Let me know. I'd like to, I definitely like to know, and I'd like to share some of my stories with you, ladies and gentlemen, and everything like that. This is a channel for everybody. Definitely the difference makers, people who want to be different. We're here to make a difference, and we're here to stand out and be ourselves, uniquely us. Doesn't matter. I'm into an era of creativity and stuff like that. I've always been a creative, but I'm just even more so now than ever. I feel like at my age now, I feel like I'm peaking and I haven't peaked yet. I feel like I have so much more left in the tank. Like I feel like I'm just getting to my prime now. I call it potential realized in a way. So now I'm starting to, that's how I feel. I don't feel like I've lost a step. I feel like I'm sharper, better. Maybe physically I can't get on that court and cross you up and give you that business. No, I still do. Don't leave me open. Don't do it. I wouldn't do it. Don't do that. Or don't underestimate me. I still get. I'm in my late 30s, but I still get jiggy with it. I still give you a little pump, and you might pump, meaning you know what I mean, pump fake. But I can still get it. I can still get it in. I can still get it in a little bit. Don't play with me. Don't try it. Don't try it. Don't ever try it. But yeah. So leave something in the comments and don't worry about it. You're always at your prime, in my opinion. You ain't never too late to get it. They said, if you look at some people, they started their careers really, really late. And I'm not even late. I'm just saying, like, some people started their careers really, really late. So it's never too late to go ahead and do something new and pivot and be different, right? Never too late. Doesn't matter who you are. No, I don't care how many kids you have as a female or how old you feel like you are or how many things that you've done wrong or that you feel. It's never, ever, ever too late to kind of change that around and change that narrative. And I don't want anybody to feel that way, like it's too late. No, we are at our primes right now, and that's how you got to always feel, and it's true, but you got to feel that way, right? All right, so enough rambling. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. Man, it's been definitely a good ride, man. This is a good start. I'm loving it. With a Mobcast now, definitely not that other word, and I appreciate y'all. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button if y'all like it. Definitely share it. If you got friends and somebody that might need to hear this, share it, and let's build the community. Let's get it. All right. So I'm gonna catch y'all up in one. I don't know if I will be wearing this much black anymore, but this was the first episode of the Mobcast, so that's what we're doing. All right, so I'm gonna catch y'all on another one, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in.